Hello, my name is Jewel Thomas and I'm the director of the Wayne State Writing Center. This video is for you and your students as we transition from working with students at our Wayne State Writing Center at Wayne State University in face-to-face and online tutoring appointments to working with students only remotely through our synchronous tutoring sessions. As you can see, we're at the homepage of the Wayne State Writing Center where students and instructors can access various different information and supplemental materials and handouts for their use in class and use outside of class. As we offer students online writing centers appointments already, this transition is going to be rather smooth, and we will be piloting this transition next week, and so should be able to kind of troubleshoot any of the hiccups that we might see within this upcoming week. We do, however, recognize that there will be some students who will have difficulty accessing some type of form of technology or internet in order to utilize our synchronous real-time tutoring sessions with our tutors. While we privilege using synchronous writing center appointments online because tutors can work with students one-on-one, answer questions, respond to students' needs, and a real-time, similar face-to-face platform, we do understand that there may be some students who will need asynchronous writing center appointments. That means that we will provide students on a case-by-case basis asynchronous appointments if needed. If students are in need of these asynchronous Writing Center appointments, we will ask that they email me, the Writing Center Director, at au1145@wayne.edu, and/or they can email the Assistant Director of the Writing Center, Stephen Austin, at waynestate.writingcenter@gmail.com. Students have a variety of options to schedule their online Writing Center appointments. Many students will be familiar with this, but there will of course be some students who are not. What students will need to do is visit our online Writing Center webpage, where they will find information regarding the phone number, our online scheduling system, as well as the steps for scheduling and using our online scheduling platform. We will also have available for students online appointment tutorials, as well as troubleshooting for students. So for the online tutorial, we have a tutorial that walks students step by step with setting up their appointments and beginning their online tutoring session with their tutor. Students will log into their Gmail account and the tutors will log in as well. And once they log in, they will receive a message from a tutor from the Wayne State.Writing Center Gmail account, and they will begin a chat that will say something like, "Hello, I'm online and ready to work with you." The student and the tutor will begin chatting, and most often will then begin a video call where they can talk with each other while also going into the Google Drive in order to then work with their paper synchronously online. Some students do not like using a video chat, and so they can simply chat through our chat box and go into the Google Drive and work that way instead. If they have issues with working through the main steps for starting up an appointment with the tutor online, we do also have a troubleshoot handout that will walk students through making sure that they have connected with their tutor online, and also making sure that they have downloaded our Google Hangouts app in order for them to begin working with their tutor and chatting and video chatting with them. Of course, if students have any problems with this, they are asked to email the Writing Center Director and Assistant Director. They can also email the Writing Center at engwc2310@wayne.edu. We will be reviewing and responding to phone numbers while we're working remotely, and our phone number is 313-577-2544, but students and instructors should be advised that we will be checking that messaging service in the morning, in the afternoon, and the evening. We will also only be responding to emails and phone calls during our regular business hours, which are Monday through Friday, 10 to 5. So that depending on when a student submits a request or submits some type of concern or question, we may be responding to those students or instructors the following day. Students scheduling an appointment we'll be using our WAM scheduling system. This is a system that is unique to Wayne State University and utilizes students' access IDs in order for them to access the system. So they'll go in and log in to our online scheduling system. This is going to look a little bit different simply because I am an administrator. So what I'm going to do is show you what it would look like for a student's end. So students will log in under their unique access ID, and they'll select the Writing Center. And then when they select the course and topic, you'll see that the only option that they will have is online tutoring. There will be no face-to-face tutoring. Once they do that, they will have to select Google Hangouts online. Unfortunately, the way that the system works is that it will always pop up our main location. So we do have that in the instructions, and we'll make sure that we have that in the video for students as well, but they will select Google Hangouts online. That will then populate days and times that we are available, and students can choose from the list of times. And they can also choose from a variety of different tutors. If they've worked with a tutor before and that tutor is available, wonderful. If not, all of these tutors have been trained to tutor with students online and have been tutoring students online for quite some time. And students can then put in the comments particular areas that they're interested in the tutor on, focusing on during the session and so forth. And then once they've done that, they can save. They'll receive an email confirmation and a reminder for that appointment. Now, tutors will be expecting that the students submit their essay as well as their assignment description, rubric, any supplemental materials to the Wayne State Writing Center at gmail.com by 9 a.m. of the day of their appointment. We do realize that students may be unfamiliar with this process. Typically, if students don't submit their paper by 9 a.m., we cancel that appointment. But because we're moving completely online, we're going to be very flexible with some of our initial policies until we start working with students and students become familiar with that. So likely if a student doesn't submit by 9 a.m., the tutor will email that student requesting the paper and kind of reminding them of those policies. Once they've emailed that paper and their appointment, say it's at 3 p.m., is ready to start, they'll log into their Gmail account. They'll receive a chat box inviting the student to begin chatting, and then they can determine what type of interaction that they want. The session will be 50 minutes long, and students will work with their tutors face-to-face through video chat, through chat, and through Google Documents in a very similar way that they would do if they were working with their tutor face-to-face. Now, if a student cannot access the technology needed for synchronous online tutoring, what students will do they will email the director, me, Jewel Thomas, and request for an alternative to asynchronous, which means they'll email their paper. The tutor will go into their particular inbox to access that student's paper. And then what they'll do is something very similar to what a lot of us do when we're responding to students' papers, in which we will go through and use a Word comment feature to provide comments, questions, ideas, and so forth. However, because this does not allow for immediate interaction with the tutor and the student, there will be times in which a tutor will respond to a student's paper and the student may still have questions or concerns. If that's the case, they are advised to set up a follow-up appointment to work with that tutor or a tutor that's available. If they have any very specific questions, tutors are not allowed to share their personal emails, and so what they would do is would either email me, or they would use our Wayne State Writing Center at Gmail or our Wayne State email in order to send along those questions, and probably would be advised to set up a follow-up appointment. The other thing that we want to make sure that everybody knows is that we are working as hard as we can to work with students and instructors as we transition into this primarily one-on-one tutoring approach that is online with students, potentially sometimes being asynchronous, where we work with students without that kind of real dialogue and back and forth. However, there may be some issues that arise, either with our system or with students' use of our platform. And so we ask that everybody be patient with us, and we ask that you send along any concerns, questions, or ideas that you may have so that we can better serve you and your students as we engage in this online interaction between the two of us. As always, thank you so much for sending along your students to us and for allowing us to support students at Wayne State University. And we hope that everybody is able to navigate this, new transition in solidarity. Thank you.